Greetings, welcome back to Ministry Monday. I'm Carlton Coon. If you've been with me for the last several weeks, you know that I'm talking about the responsibility and the challenge of pastoring a narcissist. These are difficult people. My latest book, which is what I'm basically bringing to you in this setting, is Pastoring a Narcissist. It is available at Amazon if you're interested in that. If you stay with me for the next while, I'll probably have covered almost all of the material in Pastoring a Narcissist right here. One of the things that is important when you begin to talk about any of this and dealing with difficult people is to realize we shouldn't cubbyhole people. Don't begin to label folks. What you're going to see as we talk about these traits of narcissism is we all are self-absorbed at some juncture in life. It is about something, it is to some degree. We all have a self-interest. That's what we are taught regarding how a man is to love his wife. He is to love his wife as he loves his own self. So these exist in us and they exist in other people at various times. That doesn't mean that they're a raving narcissist. So be careful to not get ahead of yourself and thinking that way. There will be some people who at a certain point in time you will come to realize they are truly narcissistic in an unhealthy way that is going to negatively affect the body of Christ, and you need to be very mindful of that. When you begin to talk about a narcissistic personality disorder, which is actually a mental health issue, and much of what we're going to deal with in the church is not mental health issues. At the same time, we have people who we deal with who, if they were evaluated using these criteria, would almost certainly have a narcissistic personality disorder associated with their life. The 9 traits of this particular lifestyle and this particular way of thinking about life and dealing with it is, first of all, what is known as grandiosity. It is a grand sense of self. It is the expectation of being recognized early and often as someone who is great and extremely special. Okay, grandness. Okay, the second is a very active fantasy life. This person imagines themselves as being powerful or famous. Life owes them a status beyond what they have invested. It owes them something beyond what they have equipped themselves to accomplish. They imagine these great things as to who they are and what they can get done. The third thing is a sense of being special. Narcissists see themselves as being unique. In their understanding of life, they are to associate with people who are a cut above others. They are special. And the people who they connect with are special in the same way. So this sense of being special causes them to have this prideful approach. They are arrogant toward anyone who they perceive as being ordinary. The fourth is a desire for admiration. This is where a narcissist really begins to get into trouble because they want you to admire them and they want you to express that to them. It's not just that they hope for admiration, they require admiration. And they're offended if you do not provide them the admiration that they feel they deserve. Now, some of you are immediately beginning to think of people you pastor, and you're saying, I've got one of those. Well, you probably do, but please don't cubbyhole them just yet. Then there is this sense of entitlement. They expect their desires to be met. Those desires may be outlandish or they may be petty. The desires can be inappropriate. They can be exceptional for the people that they're dealing with, that has nothing to do with it for the person who is a narcissist. They're entitled to the first class ticket on the plane. They're entitled to the top suite in the hotel. Entitlement. And entitled people are one of the greatest obstructions to the work of God going forward there could possibly be, because there is a pride associated with all of this. Number 6, now we begin to get into trouble and how they affect people in a negative way. Narcissists are exploitative of other people. If they see that taking advantage of another person will help them meet their goals, they're willing to do that. This is Rebecca, taking advantage of Isaac, knowing he was about to bless the eldest, the chosen son. But she exploits a situation, knowing that his vision is not very good, knowing that Jacob can cook this meal. And so she conspires to get what she wanted. I use her in talking about Machiavellian manipulation, but in this particular approach, you see her as being exploitive. It is for her desires to be accomplished. The 7th thing that you have with narcissists is they lack the ability to show empathy with other people. There's a difference between feeling empathy and expressing empathy. Narcissists may well feel empathetic. They may feel other people's pain, but they're not able to express themselves in a way that can help. And so you will see them, even when they are obviously aware of the pain, the difficulty someone is going through, they are kind of like the priest and the Levite who pass on the other side of the road. They simply cannot bring themselves to get engaged even as they see the difficulty in the person's life. And then finally, they are envious. There are 2 sides to envy. They envy others, and then they imagine themselves as being envied. And again, narcissistic people are difficult to pastor. There's one last trait, and that is simply their arrogance. The Bible word for this is pride. And pride that is arrogant, is smug and dismissive of the significance of others. You're not important, not remotely as important as that narcissistic person who sits on the church pew. Never forget that. In all of your dealings with them, they are the main thing. Their family is the main, their children are the main thing. And you need to be mindful. And when you do realize that someone truly is narcissistic, there are certain strategies that should be applied. In dealing with them, these strategies work. They do make a difference, and they protect the body of Christ from people who will damage them. And that's the greatest objective in all of this.